An extraordinary meeting of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC) was held in Pakistan today in the wake of growing international concerns about the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan and the urgency of addressing this situation. In addition to members and observers of the OIC, United Nations officials, international financial institutions, international and regional organizations, and non-members of the OIC, the European Union, and major countries such as Germany and Japan were also present. Prime Minister Imran Khan kicked off the meeting by highlighting that the United States must distinguish between the Taliban and the 40 million people of Afghanistan, even though the US had been at war with the Taliban for 20 years. But the issue right now is the people of Afghanistan and humanity. Prime Minister Imran Khan delivered a speech aimed at highlighting the situation and drawing the world's attention to the deteriorating situation in Afghanistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan stressed that the preconditions of an inclusive government in Afghanistan and human rights and the elimination of extremism needs foreign aid to work. Due to sanctions, the country, the health and education sectors in Afghanistan are being destroyed. He called on the world to take immediate action because Afghanistan is rapidly moving towards a humanitarian crisis. And Imran Khan is right. The US has frozen Afghan assets. My dear friends, any government that fails to pay government employees, doctors, nurses will certainly collapse. It's as simple as that. The chaos in Afghanistan is not in anyone's interest, and it's certainly not good for the United States because, Allah forbid, if Afghanistan does collapse, then refugees will flow into different countries of the region, which creates a security risk not just for the region but also the world, because extremists may see the refugee flow as an opportunity to get into other parts of the world, mainly the West. The Saudi foreign minister pretty much echoed what Imran Khan had said. However, he did add that unity is very important in Afghanistan and protecting minorities who've been attacked by Daeshi extremists. The Iranian foreign minister also echoed pretty much what Imran Khan was saying in respect to inclusive government in Afghanistan. The Iranian foreign minister also added that the Americans have not actually left Afghanistan and its people alone yet, adding that the Americans are still using proxy wars and takfiri groups such as Daesh to further destabilize the country. The Turkish foreign minister said working with the Taliban is essential for the stability of Afghanistan. He said, as brothers, Turkey calls on the Taliban to consider an inclusive government made up of all the minorities in Afghanistan. Also, the Taliban should guarantee the rights of women and girls in the field of work and education. Amir Khan Muttaqi, the interim foreign minister of the Taliban government, was also present in Islamabad. He entered the hall amid a speech by the Pakistani foreign minister. Muttaqi was present at the meeting while the tricolour flag of the former Afghan government can still be seen in the background. No country has yet recognized the Taliban government. Amir Khan Muttaqi said he considers a religious duty to guarantee human rights and women's rights. He also stressed that the Taliban will not allow its country to be used by extremists to attack any country in the region. He stressed Afghanistan's political isolation is not in anyone's interest. The United States Special Representative for Afghanistan, Thomas West, also attended the summit, described it as a timely and important initiative. He tweeted, "While we continue clear-eyed diplomacy with the Taliban on human rights, terrorism and education access, among many other issues, the Afghan people will remain at the center of our consideration." Now it remains to be seen how useful this meeting will be and how it will bring benefit to the people of Afghanistan. One thing good that did come out from this meeting is a unified stance in respect to Afghanistan. All the member states agreed to establish a trust fund under the umbrella of the Islamic Development Bank. All Islamic countries would contribute to the fund and said that the Islamic Bank will carry out the necessary work in Afghanistan. Special representatives from member Islamic countries will also be appointed to follow up aid activities institutionally. All this sounds very good because we must help the Afghan brothers and sisters who are suffering. It's also a duty on us, not just a religious duty, but a duty on a human level. Some of the children in Afghanistan may not even survive the winter and they need our help, so we should also help them. However, I was slightly disappointed with the meeting. I was expecting other areas of focus too, like the drought in Somalia and issues over the elections out there, the ugly climate that Muslims are living under in India and Kashmir, as well as the Rohingya issue and the humanitarian crisis in Yemen and occupied Palestine. I'm slightly dubious of the OIC though, because if we look back during the time of Boumediene and Gaddafi and the reign of King Faisal, the OIC did have some unity back then. However, countries were still divided under the US camp or the Soviet camp. Nobody talks about that. I suppose one thing at a time. Let's help the Afghan people and keep pressuring our leaders to help the entire world. Assalamu alaikum.